Hello, friend. Today, I want to continue talking about being overwhelmed and the fact that being overwhelmed really isn't God's best for us. I've been giving strategies on how to overcome overwhelm in your life, especially if you're overstretched, overscheduled, and just really in a place where you are beginning to experience diminishing returns. You're not your best self. You're becoming more irritable. You're maybe even becoming sick. I was a chronic overworker for several years, and I really have been on a journey to tell more and more people to take their time to overcome overwhelm. The strategy I want to give today really is the strategy of delegation. You cannot overcome overwhelm unless you delegate. You really need to have a plan of action in place to let other people support you, let other people help you, take things off of your desk, and share the load with others. And this became even more real to me after experiencing what they call adrenal fatigue, being burnt out, and for a period of time unable to even get out of bed simply because I had gone into a cycle of overworking for several years at a time. So if you are an workaholic like me, someone who is prone to bouts of overindulgence in work and activity, you need to become really good at delegating. And it becomes something that you have to discipline yourself on, especially if it's not your default trait. Some of us have perfectionist tendencies, and we have a notion that unless we do it the way we want to do it, it won't be done well. Being able to overcome overwhelm means delegating authority, delegating tasks, and delegating responsibility so that you will have the presence of mind to stay focused on your highest priority goals and your vision at any point in time. We see from scripture that Moses needed to learn the lesson of delegation. It's so possible to be an anointed leader of God and still go through this superman or superwoman phase where you feel like everything needs to be done by you. You need to be the one seen by everyone. And if you are not careful, that will set you up for overwhelm. And we see in scripture that Jethro had to call out Moses and say, look, you need to get other people to help you. And the scriptures teach us that Moses found 70 other people and he delegated his authority to them so that they could do some of the work and he can remain high level focused on strategy. So that's the strategy I want to teach you today. Delegation. Think about everything that's on your plate right now. What might you be able to switch around and offer to other people to do on your behalf? Maybe there are some projects that you can have others, take the lead on so that you can just get a regular update and give input as and when. Maybe it means that you need to hire someone and delegate some tasks to them. My life has been greatly improved by hiring an executive assistant who handles my schedule, much of my correspondence, and really organizes many of my documents and things that I need for work. So each of us needs to get serious about delegation if we are going to overcome overwhelm. We see from the example of Peter and the disciples who went fishing when Jesus told them to cast their net, they caught a net-breaking harvest, and they would have been overwhelmed and sunk by that harvest had they not called in the other ships. So my message to you today about delegation is simply an invitation to call in other ships to help you handle the net-breaking harvest that God is undoubtedly bringing your way. You see, one of the biggest risks of elevation is being overwhelmed. And if you don't take steps to delegate authority, delegate tasks, delegate responsibility to others, you might find yourself sinking and sinking when you should be rising and rising. I hope that this blesses you. I hope that this entire series on elevation is really inspiring you to make the shifts and the changes in your life to help you live more empowered. Until next time, stay well and live empowered. Bye.